Well, and here we are, everybody, in not the show we wanted to be doing. Another annoying night of hockey here in Colorado. Let's be honest, Scotty has nothing to do
Listen.
with hockey's
I
bad
just threw
enough.
out a tweet. I just threw out a tweet that we were going to do this live, and my buddy Andy's a little bit angry. That's as calm as I've ever. I expected you to even try to be.
Well, look, you know this, and I think people that know me know this. There's fan Andy who would like to yell and cuss and break some things and uh, you know, say a lot of stuff, but I'm also going to be professional here, and you know, it is what it is, dude. It's disappointing. If they look, I feel like the last two games, and good on you for saying it. We said it, I guess, in game two. What's this game four? So
Yep.
we said it in game two, where I told you and I were doing this. We were watching this because the Nuggets hadn't started, and I said I was pleased with how they played, even though they didn't get it done. I thought a good third period. You got the one that you needed. Blah blah blah. And you told us. You said you never like letting a team up when you've got them down, right? You had
Yep.
said that. So
And they
you
came
know,
out those first two periods in game two, and they didn't compete.
no, they really didn't. And now tonight, I mean, I guess what frustrates me is it just feels like they're trying to get shots on net, which is good. I shouldn't complain and not let them have, but it just doesn't feel like there's the same purpose to the shots on net that like Dallas has got going on. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
they're
there's
throwing
no.
stuff. Kale McCarr in particular is just throwing shit at the net and hoping it goes somewhere, and it's not. Guys are sailing the net. Like when the Avs don't win, this is what it looks like, and it's very frustrating. And without, Val Nichushkin, and for those that missed it, we literally find out, like Scotty, you and I were talking on the phone, deciding if we wanted to do this or not. And we hadn't even heard the news yet. I get home. The next
Yep.
thing I know, I've got 9 tweets about, or I guess one of my buddies texted me about Val Nichushkin back in the player safety protocol. Like I had to look at it like, is this today? Is this like some bad tweet from earlier in the year? Someone joking? I couldn't believe it, Scotty. I couldn't believe it. So here we are.
Well, I'll just say this, because you never know what's going to go on in the series, right? You never know what's going to happen, and injuries, whatever injuries. Taves didn't play tonight, right? I mean, and after he got popped in, was that game one or game two? They didn't call the penalty. Game two, and I didn't think he looked good in game three. We were talking after that game. I thought he looked rough, and now all of a sudden tonight he's not able to play. So it makes you wonder maybe that hit by Ben really did mess something up in game two.
Well, look, I mean,
Which
sometimes concussion symptoms don't show up for a couple days. We all know that. We're all
yeah,
becoming concussion experts lately, right?
and personally, the cowards at the NHL league office that you don't, even if they don't call the penalty, don't the next day fine him. That was a cheap hit. You know, I mean,
Well,
you're talking about safety of players. You're talking about not going for heads. And yes, he hit his shoulder, and all these dumbasses like Adrian Daters. Well, to be honest, he hit his shoulder first. Well, go look what the NFL does. Go tell a guy hitting the quarterback that hits him in the shoulder and goes all the way up into his helmet what's going to be called. It's still a penalty. You still hit him in the head. You still got the punishment done. And they also talked about when the McCarr thing last year that he launched himself. Ben launched himself.
yeah.
So
Well,
every criteria you told me there was for that, well, and that doesn't matter. I mean, that was but it may be an answer. Maybe why Taves isn't playing tonight,
Well,
right?
and here's the deal. Did you see Ben do it again? Ben did it again. Now, Manson's got to not shove him at the end of the period towards his goaltender, but Ben took a new route, dropped his shoulder, ran Georgiev. At some point, and again, this is anybody who listens to my show knows there's hockey Andy is what he calls it. But really, look, man, I I had a coach in lacrosse. For anybody that cares, I've told you before, Scotty. We had a coach in lacrosse, especially with your goalie. The rule was if someone hurts our goalie and you do nothing about it, you get to play goalie next game. You take care of your goalie amongst everything else. He is untouchable. There's supposed to be respect factor there. And if someone's not respecting your goalie, that gets handled amongst anything else. And it just bothers me that Jamie Benn skates around and does this crap and nobody seems to want to do anything about it. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they need to worry about it. But I got news for you. You go down 3-1. And look, the other thing I thought was interesting, if you listen to the TNT guys the other night, they all thought someone was going to do something to Ben, a fight or something in the first 5 minutes of that period and handle it. They all said what Ben did to Taze, you cannot let go. You have to send a message. And nobody did anything. Manson tried to hit him a couple times. And look, I get it. You got a game to win and all that. And it's playoffs. But dude, this dude does nothing but run your people. And I'm tired. It's why I told you. I hate him and I hate Pete DeBoer. I hate Pete DeBoer and this crap style of hockey we got to all watch, but they're winning. Good for them. This has been beyond a frustrating night, Scotty. It really has.
Well, listen, as you point out to me, we were talking earlier tonight. DeBoer's got Bednar and the Avalanche's number. Period.
Yeah, Bednar now has lost. I think DeBoer was the coach
at San Jose.
The San Jose Sharks when they beat him. I know he was the coach of Vegas, and now he's been the coach here. And I'd just like to ask Nathan MacKinnon and Jared Bednar, how many times do you have to face this guy in the playoffs before you adjust whatever you need to so he's not doing this to you?
Well, I've never, and I always thought even in the
Al Lekkonen's getting involved.
Even in the Sakic era, I never thought the Avs were any good in dump and chase.
No, which is what Dallas is making them do that here. And they even talked to one of the assistant coaches, I guess it was Nolan Pratt at halftime, and Nolan said they've got to be able to carry the puck into their zone. Again, they were doing dump and chase the other night, and all Dallas is doing is sitting back and they're just literally throwing the puck right back out of their end. Because once Dallas gets a goal, they know they've got all they need. And then they wait for you to make a mistake, and they take advantage of you on a breakaway.
And then you get a little scuffle further down, everybody hugs you up, and guess what happens? Nothing.
Well,
listen, I'm not gonna put dirt on them until it's over. And I know it's 4-1, but I ain't putting this game on Georgie. I don't care.
Ain't on Georgie.
I ain't putting this on Georgie.
9-1.
Yeah. Kel McCarr ought to go up and apologize, buy him a new Mercedes-Benz or something, because that first goal Dallas got, that was the dumbest play. A guy who's trying to and is up for the Norris Trophy, the dumbest play I've ever seen a guy in that level make.
Yeah, here we go with the empty net stuff. I mean, I get the empty net thing, but sometimes if you're not going to control the puck, it is what it is. It's look, at the end of the day, Scotty, the big frustration is, and I'm mad, and I'd like to see, to your point, I didn't like McCarr's lackadaisicalness on that play at all. I didn't like, all I know is McCarr, McKinnon, and Rantanen basically all just were around that goal as it happened. Now, I don't know how much McKinnon can do after the turnover, but it just is. McCarr, McKinnon, and Rantanen need to show up next game. How about that? I'm not afraid to say it. You guys are you're three high-paced dudes on the team. Time to show up, man. Time to show up, boys. Now, here's the problem.
Know what?
Yes, I don't believe you're a Stanley Cup contender without Val. That's the problem. So,
well, yeah, let's get in that. We can wait till the game's over a little bit. But go back to when the Nuggets go down 0-2. Joker has 32, 9 and 8 in the first game, 16, 16 and 8 in the second game. Everybody here is talking about Joker's got to play better. He's not playing any good. He's getting killed. Really? Okay. Then what is Rantanen doing right now?
Dude,
what's McKinnon doing right now?
Well, McKinnon looked frustrated. They pointed that out a number of times. Going in there and firing shots at any angle he can get, not necessarily looking for what they're trying to do. And look, Dallas, I'll give Dallas this. Dallas is tough. They're all blocking shots in the lane because, again, once they get the lead, they know they don't need anything else. So Dallas just sits back and they all just jump in the lane and block shots. And if you're frustrated as a fan, imagine how you feel if you're the guy doing it. Here we go again, empty netter, 5-1, boom, game. I mean, not that this game was done, but
Listen, they're laying out in front of shots up 4-1.
Right. Because they don't
Come on.
want the Avs to feel good about anything. And frankly, I don't know why the Avs should.
And here's 5-1. I'm just waiting one time. There it is. I'm just waiting one time for an Av to get a little PO'd.
Well, I'm with you. And again, if nothing else, Jamie Benn has run a bunch of your dudes. When are you gonna let the NHL know you're not gonna allow this? So it just is Megan. Here's the question. Mark, we're gonna ask this a lot. Megan jumps in, Scotty. Where are the leaders, she says in capital letters, on this team?
Well, we had a big discussion, and hockey guys shut all of us non people who don't play hockey out in the middle of the year. We asked that question.
Yeah, well, I would ask it here. And to me, we talk about it all the time. You can't always say the best players are the leaders, but then I don't know, like Cogliano, Parisi, I don't know if they have a meeting after this because the series isn't over, but it feels pretty dang daunting. I look, man. I would at least, I'm going back. I said this to you earlier. I would take I'm going to quote Reggie Jackson from the other night. You can lose the game or you can lose the war, but you can't lose the game.
No. Can I clear? You can't lose the fight and the game.
There you go. Well,
and
letting
the
Ben
Nuggets
just throw all over whoever the hell he wants, however the hell he wants. Just, I don't like it. Someone needs to fight Jamie Benn, period. And maybe that's old and Neanderthal, but
well, it probably is. But I'll just say this, and this goes to McFarland and Sacking. Who they got on there honestly tough enough to do that stuff anymore?
Well, Manson did it. Manson's whooped Jamie Benn's butt a couple of times, but it has to be at the beginning of the game before everyone's tired. And frankly, Yakov Trenin's as big as Ben is. So, and now Dallas just Dallas just skating around. Like, again, this is the equivalent of the Minnesota game too for me. So,
well, I think this whole series, this whole 2 games in Denver, you mean they always got pressure on the puck out front, and then the neutral zone is blocked. How many turnovers? There's another. How many turnovers has the Avs have today in the neutral zone in their own defensive end? I mean, there's got to be an analytic dude in hockey that keeps stuff like that. But I'm telling you, there's got to be. I mean, somebody can tell me how many turnovers they had in the neutral zone and also in the defensive end.
No.
Oh, but hey, I won't flip the phone, but hey, Warden just walked out of the shower. Gee.
Oh, there you go.
So sorry you're having a bad night, Andy.
Yeah, well, you want to get the podcast numbers up, you know how to do it. So
5-1. All of a sudden, here comes all my stupid notification. Listen, and I know you'll talk about it on your show tomorrow, and we'll talk about it on our radio show tomorrow. We haven't talked about it here. Game's over. Series isn't over. You get to go back to Dallas, see what you're made of. I'm not even at this point worried about a win or a loss. I haven't seen the Avs team that I came, that we were following most this year. I just haven't seen the spunk in life yet, And really, let's be honest, they're a third period away from being swept right now.
Oh, I know.
They're down 3-0 in game 1.
I know. Look, and so our guy G Bruin, Manson, Colton Wood, Trenner are the guys that could go handle him. Well, they need to do it.
Well, let's go.
But here's the thing.
I'm not talking about who's
No, I get it. Who is willing to? Who is the McDermott? I know everybody wanted to hate on McDermott, but McDermott is the guy that gives you and look, here's the other problem, quite honestly. You know who else is a big enough body you don't want running into? Val Nichushkin. So now he's gone too. So you've lost your biggest here. I'm angry about the Val thing. And again, look, folks, I'll put it out there. Yes, I hope Val is okay. I really do. I don't wish anybody in any life. We all have enough of our challenges as you get to the ages you and I are. you know life can be hard. Life sends people battles, and I don't root for people to lose their battles. But at this point, this is 2 years in a row where this battle has gotten you. And
In
fans
the
pay their tickets
postseason.
in the postseason. Fans pay their tickets expecting you to not let whatever. I don't know. I'm assuming the guy's fighting his own demons. Okay, that's what I'm assuming because it keeps going to this player rehab program or whatever the hell it is, and there are people counting on you to try to keep it together for that. And so the third time, this time of year, now there's more frustration, and a little less empathy, and a little bit more frustration. And my frustration is he's the only one of the guy that you had. You don't have another dynamic power forward like him. And frankly, with him and Gabe out, those are your dynamic power forwards. You don't have enough of those guys. And clearly, when those two guys are, because again, Vala has been a beast in front of the goalie. You can't see shots when he's doing his thing. He's the only big, real rump you got parked in front of the net. And you saw it tonight. No one else is really doing it. Goals are not going to go in on goalies like Ottinger. Shots are not going to go in on goalies like Ottinger when he can see it the whole damn way. Nobody's screening enough. And then when it does go off him, nobody's in front of the net to knock home rebounds. And that's playoff hockey, whether you want it to be or not, period.
Well, absolutely. As a player, okay, I will say this. Anybody, and listen, I've had multiple family members with addiction problems, and it's not a fun thing. And it's hard on that person. It's hard on their loved ones, their close immediate family. It's hard on all the family, to be honest with you. They haven't played teams, they weren't on a pro sport team or anything. But man, it's hard, and it's a hard thing to conquer. It's a hard thing to get over. It takes work. It takes support. It takes a lot of stuff. I am still a cheerleader for Nichushkin that he gets his life in order because guess what? Hopefully he'll be a human being and a member of our society a lot longer than he'll ever be a hockey player. So let's hope he gets his life right. That being said, and this may sound cold because we're a few hours off of it, I'm sorry, but you can't count on him right now. And
no,
I know he's got 6 months, and even in 6 months, by the way, just FYI, it'll give Denver or the Avalanche a little bit of a break financially because they ain't got to pay him, so that helps your salary cap. And at 6 months, he has to apply. For reinstatement. Reinstatement isn't guaranteed in 6 months. So and listen, he had one of these stints in the middle of the year this year too. So there's no.
It was barely a month ago. He just got back at the end of the year. Look, man, that to me, you want to talk about concern? You had a relapse in an incredibly short amount of time, man. That's concern for you, the human being. He had just shown up like the last week or so of the season, Scotty.
So I'm all for him from the human being standpoint. I'm all for him, but the Avs can't count on him. And this may sound cold blooded. They got to do what they got to do. And once again, they don't have to worry about it for 6 months. But you got to move on. You got to move on. And if God blesses him and he's able to find the answer and find the hope and changes it and gets right, then you can address it in whenever, December, whatever 6 months is in November, I guess it'd be. But to sit there and hold a spot and think that, hey, Val could come back. Well, yeah.
Well, that's also exactly what you got a spot filled you don't have. You don't have a power forward right now. You can't act like you do. You don't.
Nope. And you know what? And this is even worse. It'd be nice if Gabe was going to come through that entranceway and skate on that ice and be the guy he once was. But let's be honest, it's looking more like that it's not going to happen. And that's if I'm, who I'd be the most pissed off Avalanche right now. And I'm going to be honest to you too. They played like they were absolutely freaking distracted because they were going, well, here we go again.
Sure.
Here we go again in the playoffs where we need a physical guy. And here we go again. So that's how they played today. That being said, who's just got to be the most PO'd about all this with Val? Gabe Landeskog. This
Yeah.
guy is doing everything he can to get back on the ice, and his body isn't letting him. It's his body. He's still skating. He's still practicing. He comes out there in a red jersey, and everybody's excited because he's got ice skates on. And he's got to watch a guy who's completely healthy fight his demons and losing that battle. I got to believe Gabe's as frustrated as anybody.
I'm with you. Now, again, G Bruin's bringing up a great point. Some other people mention it. I don't know. Like, again, the Avs need to move on, but they also need the money back. Like, that's what sucks about the NHL is they need the money back. I mean, cutting him fine and all that, but, you can't, like, again, at least if, and I'm going to steal it from G Bruin there, at least if they keep him, they can put him on LTIR and try to get the money freed up and just say, we're not having until the end of the year. We're going to sign somebody else. You ain't playing, dude. So if you come back, it'll be like, Gabe, maybe end of the year. But this is where the salary cap rules to the NHL. I mean, look, there's conduct detrimental to the team in the NFL where you're able to terminate a contract and it doesn't hurt you against the cap. So you can reach.
Well, there's got to be something in the collective.
So,
there's got to be something in the collective bargaining, and I'm not even going to pretend to know anything about the collective bargaining in hockey, but there's got to be something in the collective bargaining that, because I know that the NBA has it, and Roy Tarpley's the only guy that I remember being banned for life. But once you get banned, once he got banned, and he was eligible to reinstate, and he may have reinstated and played like a month, but his contract became nil and void.
Well,
so it'd be interesting. I'm sure a lot of people looked that up. But if you're, and how many more years he got on his contract?
Dude, we're like maybe halfway through, but I'm not even sure of that. Remember, he got it right after the Cup. Last year was first year of that deal. It was like an 8-year deal, man. So 7-year deal. So there's a lot left. There needs to be some exception made. The NHL salary cap drives me nuts. Care Bear, Danny says 6 years. Dude, I'm just telling you, there's got to be something. Got to be something. Drives me crazy. But at the end of the day, this look, so he's out. To your point, what I don't like is, and look, like there's so many layers to this, Scotty. Like, when did you find, how the hell are we finding out an hour before faceoff Val's not playing? Nobody had wind of this morning. What did you do? When did you do it? That angers me too. How in the hell, again, are we finding out? Like, people are getting to the rink figuring out this guy can't play tonight? Are you kidding me right now?
Well, but it
That
also
adds
might have
another
been
level of anger.
It also might have been, since he was already kind of in the program, that all of a sudden the NHL guys show up with a cup and say, hey, pee in it.
Yeah, it could have been, but I don't know. I'm sure one day we may finally get the story. But the reality is this, okay? And it's time for some hard talk. And I know this fires up some Avs fans, but McKinnon, Makar, and Rantanen, they got to come out and they got to be the dudes. You got to be the dude that night. You've got to be the dude. Who were the dudes the other night when the Nuggets were most in the dumps? It was Joker and it was Murray, okay? It was mainly those guys. And Gordon, too. The three guys that are the main part of the core, they stood up and they said, we're not putting up with this because we're the ones highly paid. Now, I realize it's a hockey team. You got to go through, but I'm just saying, you've got to have more folks stepping up in this situation. It was frustrating tonight. You're not allowed to pout. You don't get a pout. You guys got the most money on the line. And I'm not, maybe pouting's the unfair but dude, like you said, Makar half-assing it on a freaking power play where you get the puck taken away from you. What are you doing? What are you doing? And I love Makar. Took the jersey down and I was so hacked off. You know how I feel about Makar. Yep. Give me a break, man. What is going on? One guy who's not technically, he's one of your top players, but he's not the top player. He's out, and so we're all just going to be hacked off and skate around. I mean, come on, dude. This was your season tonight. This was your season. You had to find some way to not go down 3-1 and not go to Dallas and deal with what you're going to deal with. And here we are. Same old second-round bullcrap. Every time you face DeBoer, this is how it goes. That's the other thing I told you, Scotty. I just can't get it in my – how do you not know what they're going to do and how you're going to counter it? This guy's team – the DeBoer teams do the same damn thing to you every damn time. McKinnon seen it.
Then that sounds like a bit of a coaching issue too. So, say they end up losing this series 4-1. Is Bednar looked at this year?
I don't know. I don't. Yeah. Yes. Do you not have to look at everything? Yes. Because again, I don't know, man. Look, this team has been the most. I don't want to throw dirt on. We were all throwing dirt on them right before Winnipeg, and then somehow they just go and blow everyone's doors off. And that was allegedly a stingier defensive team and a better goalie. But they were getting guys in front. Like again, I know this team knows how they have to play, but why in the hell at 2 games at home and you don't play the right way to score on this team? And that's park your fat asses in front of the goalie and not let him see shots.
Yes, it is too. I thought when Kell gave up the puck and they scored the shorthand goal twice in this series already, by the way, they scored that goal because I thought it was okay. Now I thought Georgie made a couple great saves early on. He made a save like on the first push on their zone. But I almost feel like maybe when he gave up, they scored. The whole team went. I mean, they showed some highlights of McKinnon down the other end, just kind of hanging his head. He was frustrated.
Yeah, because you know what, Scotty? Because they know Dallas is just going to suck in and not play hockey anymore. They're just going to throw 4,000 people in front of the net, let nothing get through. It's massively frustrating, man. It's massively frustrating. And it's really disheartening. And you know what I guess bothers me the most? I expected all of it the minute I read the tweet about Val. I just knew what we were going to watch tonight. I just did. You know what? It's funny. I took my dogs on a walk. I was like, this might be a little bit tight. 7:00. This might be tight because I like to take them on a good 2-3 mile walk. Usually takes me an hour to get done. I said, the hell with it. I'm just going to go because I know I was going to go. Got home. First off, the game was starting at 8:00 when I got home anyway. Secondly, I got exactly the game I expected.
Mad at Joe Boo says goalie ? No Drew in first round. Val gone second round. No power play mojo. Is there a goalie ? Still?
Not for me. Without Georgie, you're looking at a 9-0 game. But I guess he's just listing all the stuff I think that this team's dealt with throughout the playoffs. But I would say to Joe Boo there that I am sick of, and I'm sure every longtime Habs fan is. I am sick of Pete DeBoer's stupid face and the stupid grin knowing he got over you again with his bullshit style of hockey. And I'm mad because my team ain't winning with it. I'm sure I'd be all about it if my team was, but it's ugly, it's boring. And again, it drives me crazy because they just wait. You make a stupid mistake. They're out in the zone. They get a breakaway because that's what happened. First goal was the first goal was a turnover. The second goal, see, again, that's another thing that's different. Second goal was that power play where they went from top point to low side. And that was a pass the Avs were not letting get through against Winnipeg. The PK was not letting them have that pass.
After that first game, they cleaned a whole lot of stuff. I sure saw a whole lot of bodies laying on the ground, blocking passes, blocking shots. I've seen a lot of that now. This series, this series, especially the 2 games at home, you ain't seen the ball out of yours. You're not playing much in the offensive zone.
No, because they're trying to dump. Ottinger cuts it off and he rims it around out the other side. And if he doesn't get to it, their defenseman does. The forwards are not getting down fast enough to keep the puck in. And even when they do, Dallas sucks in and it's doing what we just talked about. No passing room for you.
Well, this to me says style of play.
I know, but I don't want to watch. Like, I don't want to watch 30,000 games of the Stars. The Stars the Stars, I hate the Stars. They just have this team's number. So I really hope that, I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping you and I get to do a few more of these and there's an improbable game 7 and the Avs find a way to win it. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you I feel about as bad right now as I felt after game 2 when the Nuggets got blown out by Minnesota at home a week ago. Monday games, I guess.
I'll be watching game 5. We can do this at game 5. I'll be in a hotel in Minnesota, which I think a lot of people thought after the first 2 games of that series, I wouldn't be back there for a game 5, or game 6, excuse me. So it's going to feel good, pretty good about that. Feel better being up 3-2 going into that game 6. But
Did
we'll
you
do
have
this.
Did you have any idea, by the way, the Avs have yet to they have not led a single minute of this series. The only time they led was the overtime score that got them the win in game 1. They have not led at all.
I hate to say it because I love him to death. They go down. If this thing ends Wednesday night, you got to look at Bednar.
Well, I think everything's on the table. You got to look at your decor too. Somebody tweeted earlier, decor's been a problem all year.
I said that and I got yelled at because I played basketball.
Well, you've got to find a way to get a more physical. Look, Tanev, who's causing all the problems for the Avs tonight too, blocking shots, and that was the guy they were rumored to be interested in. You weren't able to get it done. How badly do you wish that would have happened now? How badly do you wish? So,
Cuban Benny, by the way, pointed out the Rockies just won their 5th in a row. So,
I'm not afraid to tell you, I root openly against them. So, what the hell am I going to root for Montford to make more money for? I'm not going to root for you to get rewarded for barely trying.
38,000 in attendance Mother's Day.
Because chicks dig baseball. There's no doubt about it.
There you go. There you go.
Your mom likes baseball. That's all you got to know.
Hey, for Matt Deenda, he said, what about Val? In case you haven't heard, maybe there's people out there that haven't. He got popped with something. He's now in the.
It's a 6-month suspension. We're in May. The earliest he could come back is November. So mid-November. That'll be a month or so into the season.
Third phase, right, of the safety and protocol, whatever, which is usually means some sort of substance abuse. Yeah, and he can reapply. Doesn't mean he comes back in 6 months. He can reapply in 6 months.
Matt's saying cut or not. Matt, we're trying to figure it out, brother. Matt's one of the good listeners. Appreciate Matt, like a lot of you are that's jumping on this chat. Listen, the bottom line is we don't know, Matt, because again, we don't know the salary cap implications. And I think it was G. Bruin that said the most realistic option may be put him on long-term IR, LTIR for those not indoctrinated, and just let him sit there, I guess. I don't know. And someone else pointed out,
but you don't have to worry about it.
I don't know.
Listen, we think he has 6 more years. One of the people wrote in
6 more years, $8 million per
of the contract.
Yes.
Says he ever gets reinstated, and guess what? If the league doesn't reinstate him, guess what the Avs don't have to do?
Well, they don't have to pay him, but is it the cap hit? It's not about.
I don't know.
It's about having the cap room to sign somebody else.
See, I think that cap hit goes away too. I mean, that's what I think it is in the NBA. You get, well, like I said, it's only happened the one time when somebody got boom. Okay, you're done, banned for life. And that guy, Roy Tarpley, I think contract restrictions and everything goes away. I mean, he voids his contract completely. I don't know what the NHL does, and I don't know this phase 3. I mean, they're saying you're not doing anything for 6 months, and you're not doing anything without pay. It's pretty serious, but I don't know if that voids the contract for that 6 months.
But doesn't every league have a conduct clause that allows you to recoup your contract? I might be wrong. And we don't see it happening in the NBA, really, right? I can't think anybody that's had that happen, I guess. But
so here we go. This from the Warden, just looked this up. Nichushkin, 6 more years left on a contract, runs through 29-30, carries a cap hit of 6.12 per season. His contract will not account against the Avalanche salary cap at the start of next season while he's suspended. Multiple sources confirmed.
Right, but it doesn't do you any good if he comes back. See, again.
Well, then you put him on that long-term IR, like you said.
But I don't know if he's technically healthy if you're allowed to do that.
Well, ask Vegas. They did it.
Yeah, but Stone was willing to go along with it. I'm just telling you.
There's got to be
back his contract now, so.
Conduct beyond or whatever that thing's called. Yeah, listen.
Conduct detrimental to the team in the league. I mean, come on.
Well, again, I'm sitting there saying, You don't think if people in Denver's front office and ownership are tired of dealing with this, and you've got a massive hit on this contract, you don't think they're going to say, "Don't bring him back"? No. Don't. Hey, he's going to ask for reinstatement. Don't give it to him.
Listen, maybe, but I'm just asking you. No matter what the league does, you've been in a locker room. I can't imagine the locker room is too psyched right now.
No. Well, we haven't even got on that. You're absolutely right. That's a great pull. We're talking about the financial ramifications. What the Avs able to do? Can they get a stronger power forward? Can they get a beefier defenseman? Whatever. You could do a lot with $6 million, right?
Yeah.
You'd be able to do a lot. Um, but you think Nathan McKinnon and Rantanen and some of these guys in there are wanting to go through this again?
This 2 years in a row in the playoffs. McKinnon ain't letting guys have candy bars on a plane. You think he's putting up with whatever's going on with this?
Well, they're not letting them have candy canes, it seems like, but they must have some other cane going on the airplanes.
It's all conjecture. Nobody knows.
No one knows. Just
rumors and whatever.
All right.
Anyway, how'd you enjoy Minnesota? Hey, we got up to 1,000 people. Hey, everybody, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not a big Minnesota fan guy. I'm not. Beautiful country. The weather was fabulous.
Beautiful
fans.
country.
Let me tell you, fans.
That place sucks. It's freezing cold.
No, not when we were just there. Hey, it was warmer there than it was here when we were just there.
3 months of it.
And that's true. And I will say this: the fans are super nice.
Well,
I went and took a squirt after the game before I walked down to the floor. And I'm walking through tons of fans, and they're like, "Well, hey, what do you want to do for dinner tomorrow? Do you want to get a bit?" And I'm like, "Your team just gave up a 2-0 lead. They just lost 2-0. Here's the difference between Minnesota.
They've lost 4 Super Bowls. They ain't used to winning anything.
Hey, here's the difference between Minnesota and Colorado.
Let that go by. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Minnesota just lost 2 games at home. Go back and look. What did Denver think? And we don't even talk about the Avs. When the Nuggets lost those 2 games at home to start the series, what were Denver Nuggets fans like after those 2 games? They were bitter, angry, mad, called out Joker for dumb reasons. This is over. Vic Lombardi's crying on the air, saying it was a good run. They're done. All the national media kill you. Minnesota just lost 2 games, and Anthony Edwards in the post game laughing. I hate Aaron Gordon. And I'm like, dude, people are trying to compare you to Jordan. Let me ask this: people trying to compare him to Jordan and Kobe Bryant. You think if Kobe Bryant and Jordan did a presser and they just lost 2 straight games at home, they'd be giggling at all? I mean, he did have 44, but you think they'd be giggling in a press conference?
No. Okay. All right, we got Bednar live. I'm turning this up.
Yeah. Like sometime after pregame skate.
Said they learned.
Not happy about it, but it is what it is. It's out of our control.
He basically said they learned about Val after pregame skate.
As it relates to just
Bednar just said that.
Before a game. Hey, how do you have that conversation with the team? What can you really be?
I can't. Guys, I can't put it on the internet or this will shut down our good time. I'm sorry, guys. I would like to so bad. I would like to, but I'm not allowed.
I switched it over to HGTV.
Really?
Yeah. They're looking for The Ugliest House or something.
Your 300-pound life or something?
No, HGTV. This is, we're looking for The Ugliest House in America.
That's not an excuse for a team, for us.
I thought you said you weren't going to play this.
Kind of didn't. Well, the energy.
What?
Until the third period. What?
Am I talking? Am I not talking enough? You can hear it too much?
Yeah, I can hear it. Jobu just made a good point. The NHL testers, we thought it maybe happened at the game, probably right there waiting. Well, no, he said they knew after the skate, so they had to. Can they test it and take a P test before practice? Probably they run the test during practice, and then they know right after practice. And listen, who knows? Maybe they're. And maybe why they waited so long.
Who knows? We don't know how this went down. It may not have been a test at all. I don't know. I don't know, but I guess he must have skated. Look, there was no reports of Val not being at skate, so you might be right.
Right.
I don't know.
So they might have tested before the skate. They do
Or
all
last
that.
night.
They put the stuff in there and it turns pink or whatever during practice, and then after practice, no, and then maybe they don't announce it until like it was after you got off work, so probably 6:30, 7. Probably because there's probably a lot of retesting, doing this over. That's a false positive, bing, or here's what's going on. Here's what we're going to send you. I don't know. It's you know what it is, Andy. It's a kick in the nuts.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no other way to say
with
it.
a steel-toed boot.
And it's not only for us, the people who are cheering for the team. It's a kick in the nuts for Bednar. It's a kick in the nuts for all the players. Watch this front door right here. It's crazy.
He's at. Look, Bednar is chewing nails.
Yeah, I saw him on the bench chewing a nail today.
Listen, Val obviously is struggling with something, right? I have two thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah, it sucks for our team. We got to turn the page. We got to go play way better than we did today. There's still 20 plus guys in that room.
He's basically saying this is not an excuse. There's 20 plus guys in the room. It may suck for the team, but we got to play better than that. He goes, it's
well,
not.
but you make a good point. You're right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Michael Porter didn't play good last night. Guess what? Aaron Gordon had to step up. Christian Brown off the bench had to step up. Justin Holiday came off. People have to step up when one of your guys. And listen, guys have bad games. So you want the team to step up. He doesn't play tonight. Who tonight? I'll just throw this out to you, Andy. Andy Hockey Andy right here. Who tonight stepped up in Val's absence?
Nobody. Nobody. Georgie, first period, as he's getting just barraged with one open shot after another. That's about it.
14-2 on shots in the first period.
Yeah. And he finally gives one up because on their power play, his team's own power play, they decided to turn the puck over 5 feet from the net. And he makes an initial save, and the guy gets in there first, digs it out, and shoots it home. He makes a save, and the guy still don't get back there to get the damn puck. Are you kidding me with that? What are we doing? It's whatever, man.
Well, Jobu
trying to laugh it off, but it's annoying.
I'm reading all Jobu's stuff. So you can't replace the production from Val on this team right now. And you know what? I'm going to say this. Guess what? You couldn't do it last year either.
No, because you got nobody else like
it last year either.
They got nobody else like him. And frankly,
where's the front office getting another guy like him to maybe on that second or third line? Where was that pickup?
Well, it's a question that's going to have to be asked now. Frankly, the other night, my buddies and I were watching Saturday. We weren't quite sure why Val wasn't still in the first line. McKinnon shooting through Val was deadly. And frankly, it's one of the reasons why the power play was successful through the 5 games that it was. Their power play couldn't have been more worthless tonight, by the way. Could not have been more
today.
Well, for
how
3
about
games
this whole
now.
series, really?
Yeah.
They scored 2 power play goals in game 1, and that's it.
Game 1's been their only good game. Their only good game. So,
well, and let's be honest, they played 1 period in that game.
Yeah. Yes, they did. So here we are. See, they're showing it again. Georgie just barraged. And again, I can't get over that Jamie Benn ran freaking Georgie. Manson pushes him, which he shouldn't have done. Ben changes his path, drops his shoulder, hits Georgie in the head at the end of the period. Falling on the guy wasn't enough. You should have been pulling. You should have. Oh, well. I just hate. You know what I hate? I hate being the punk. I go back to what Reggie Jackson said the other night. It's like you're just the punk. You're just getting punked everywhere. Getting punked in the goals, getting punked not getting to play, and then they're running all your guys, and you're getting punked again, man. Gotta hate Jamie Benn. I hate him. I legit. It might even be bleeding over from sports hate. The guy just drives me nuts. Oh,
Well, I'm with you. I guess. So let me throw this out there. We'll have plenty of time to talk about it, I guess. But what do you have to see Wednesday night?
first off, to answer Benny, it was the first round because that's the only round they made it in last year as far as his trouble. How about this? 22-5 shots at the start of the second period. That's ridiculous too. Here's another one. Just felt sluggish and nobody had any energy. That's what Bednar said. Like they didn't he said they were frozen and just looked like they were exhausted. How, man? You're the one that played a 5-game series. They're the ones that have played a 7-game series. How are you more tired? Seriously. Anyway. All right.
Well, wait. Put Jay Bruin up there.
This one that I hate the whole league?
Yeah.
Damn right. So go get him. Let's do something about this. But
Oh no, I'm not. I was doing. Did you see the one I put up there from?
no, go ahead. Do it again. You're all hiding. You go ahead. Put it up there. Put it up there.
Oh.
We're playing with our new toys, everybody, because they're gonna actually put the comments up today.
It won't let me. You got me blocked out.
No, I didn't. What was it?
It was. I don't know who it was from now, but basically, you're right, Andy. Everybody hates that a-hole.
That's what I just put up.
Oh, I thought you put up the 20.
Did you not read with them readers? You need some new readers. Look, what do I need to see Friday? You know what I need to see Friday. I need.
They don't play till Friday
or on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Friday. I feel like the Admiral at Top Gun. Bullshit.
It's either
15 minutes. This thing will be over in 2 minutes. Get on it. This thing will be done by
it's
Friday.
either a game day or an off day. Dude, I had to ask D-Mac today. I didn't know today was Monday. I go, what? I didn't even know what today was.
Yeah, well, you've been in it now. Listen, I need to see them play their damn game. Here's the thing about this Avs team. I keep telling you, for some reason, and they did it against Winnipeg, they win a game. They win a game and they go on a run. But it's getting out of these stinky stretches of playing hockey sometimes. It's been a problem the last month or so.
Right.
So if they just will play their game, move fast. You know what they need to do? Because, again, Winnipeg is not terribly different from Dallas. Shorter passes. Quit trying the big, long pass to spring guys. Short passes. Get in there. Shorten up the passes and be smart about it. Make sure you got tape-to-tape passes out of your zone, tape-to-tape through the neutral, tape into the – because all they're doing is they're getting frustrated because they're seeing somebody there and they're dumping. Again, the dump and chase is not the Avs game. Not the Avs game.
Nope.
Not against people like this.
And it wasn't in Sakic's time either.
So, anywho, all right.
All right. Well,
we got a lot of people hanging with us. I don't want to let them down. I mean, hopefully this has been at least cathartic for people, but I guess I don't know.
We'll try to do it again for sure Wednesday.
Yeah, I guess.
We could do it at the 10-minute mark Wednesday.
I could do the whole period if it's not sucking so bad.
I would say we could try it. We could try it after the game tomorrow, but the problem is they're starting the Nuggets at 8:30. They said with a possible slide to 8:50.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be. What are you going to do? Drive on the way home in the dark?
I'll be driving home like this. No, Andy, I'm not in my car. No, that's just a brick wall behind me.
Yeah, no, let's not do that. The funny thing is the Nuggets have been the fun one to talk about. So anyway.
Well, but you know what, Andy? They weren't. Right? They weren't after the first 2 games. You see how fast things can turn around. Go win 2 games and force a game 7. That's my goal for the Avs. Force a game 7.
Thank you. Well, yeah, please, some fight. Because, again, uncomfortable conversations happen when you duck out a little early. And the Avs have been the betting cup favorite for most of the year. So I got to imagine some uncomfortable conversations are coming up if you end up ducking out early on this one. So,
yeah.
Anyway. All right.
Tonight. Thank you for all those people that joined in, and we'll do this for sure Wednesday.
We'll do it Wednesday. We love you all. Smack the word on the backside and then get slapped in front of everybody.
Good over.
No, hold on. You're showing her. Don't show her. What's wrong with you? What is wrong?
She was in the wall. Come on, baby.
No, she wasn't in the wall. She's
She was in the
clearly she's as clear as you. Stupid, you gotta learn technology if you're gonna do
No,
this.
I know you can see her. I can see
She's right
She
there. Everybody sees her. There's no
Yeah.
wall.
She's dressed. No, she's coming out of the wall. It looks like she was coming out of the wall.
So now
All we are
Stranger
is
Things-
just another brick. Oh, okay.
All right.
Say good night,
Good
Betty.
night, Paul. Later.
Later, honey.